All right, shall we get this?
Yeah, go ahead and start it.
What's up, Cheerins?
Let's try to figure out the mic stand. Here, you do that. All right.
Welcome to the extra edition of AfterBuzz. That's the back of my head. I'm Scott Lewis, and your host, Brandon Coates.
That's me! Do you want this up, or do you want it pointed at me?
No, as long as everybody says it sounds good to them.
All right, works for me. Well, so yeah, we were just kind of goofing around today and asked people if we wanted to do an extra AfterBuzz, and people said yes. Where's a good place for me to be?
You're good.
You slapped green shit on the wall, by the way. Right on the door.
No, did I? Did I miss? Did I get a spot on the door?
Right on the door.
Yeah, well.
All right, let's see who all is here with us. We've got the regulars. Or is this left over from... Does it leave over the chat from the show?
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know who the fuck is here. But yeah, so we do have a couple of extra... we do have a couple of tickets, took up a couple of pairs of tickets to Prophets of Rage for tonight that I'll be giving away here in a bit. And so we kind of felt like doing this one because I've been getting a lot of questions as to what topics to discuss, what kind of things that we can talk about on the AfterBuzz. And a lot of the things that kept popping up were like some of my time back working in other jobs other than radio, which I had a lot. I was actually a temp for a while. I worked at a mattress store. Yeah, wow. Seriously, in the warehouse, hauling mattresses.
That sounds like ass.
It sucked. And what was interesting, I think I only did it for one day, and it was like, fuck this, dude, I'm out of here. Because what ultimately happened, one of the guys there couldn't drive because too many DUIs. So he had to get to somebody's house to help them set up their bed. So I had to drive him, and I basically sat in this weird guy's house for like an hour and a half while the other guy set up the bed, and I'm like, this is the worst fucking job ever. Like, I never want to do this again. Let me see here. Which part, Frank, did you used to do temp work, or did you work at a mattress store? Because I also remember, this was right over 9/11, because I specifically, everybody remembers where they were at during 9/11.
Yeah.
I was working at as one of the temp jobs. It happened to be at like an auto parts store, but not like a Napa Auto Parts or something like that. It was more like professional stuff. And they were doing, what'd you call it? They were doing inventory. So they hired the temp agency and hired us to go in and help us count shit. Let's see here. Stream's fine. We are good to go. All right, so we'll get to the Prophets of Rage tickets here in a little bit. And now we're just...
I'm sorry.
Daver's just coming right in while we're filming. Daver, come in and say hi.
Hi, that's right. I heard you promote your live podcast. I just didn't know it was originating from the studio.
Yeah, say hi, Daver.
It's Mr. AfterBuzz and Company. Hi. Okay, I'm just looking for which way.
There you go.
There I
you
am.
go.
Hi.
Welcome to the AfterBuzz.
Hi.
See, is the green screen working pretty good?
We're in another dimension. And you'll be, and just so you know, Wayne's World, oh, never mind. We'll have a special guest, Truly Nolan, might spend a minute doing pest control in here.
Okay. Well,
that means I'm an endangered species. Goodbye.
We're only here for about 15-20
minutes.
Well, okay. See you later.
All right.
Thanks, Daver.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So that's Daver, our engineer. That guy's a trip. Like, I've worked with a lot of engineers. I've worked with a lot of really good engineers. Daver's a really good engineer. One of the best parts about Daver is that if you tell him something needs to be done, it immediately has to happen. Like, there's some engineers that I've worked with before where it's like, oh, I'll get to it eventually, or, for whatever reason, like, they just kind of push it to the side because in their brain that's not like a high priority. There's something else they want to work on. Not with Daver. The second you tell him something, that shit's got to be done.
And yeah, he's not stopping until it's done.
Hence the reason he just barged in here for the Truly Nolan stuff. But yeah, so we'll get to the Prophets of Rage tickets in a bit. And I found this article today. And it's interesting. I found this long before we for some reason we started talking about like strip club stories in the chat today. And I don't really have any of. Well, I have a few stories, but what's funny here is this whole article is about why does Portland have so many strip clubs? It's talking about my hometown of Portland, Oregon. And reading through this article, it was interesting to see that actually finding statistics on whether or not Portland has the most. Wow, I am right on that butt, aren't I?
Yep.
There you guys go. What'd you cover that up with?
There's the show logo.
Oh, I was gonna give it. Hold on, go back to the lives.
Very mature, Brandon.
So anyway, so I guess actually trying to find statistics was incredibly difficult to find when it came to like obviously how many strip clubs were in a specific city. But growing up in Portland, especially once you hit like 18 years old, that's like in your brain, that's a fact. That's something that you know is that Portland has the most strip clubs per capita in the entire country. Not necessarily a good thing because that thins the herd.
No, you don't want that.
I'm just saying, like, there's a reason the NFL wants to stick at 32 teams because if you keep adding more and more teams, the talent level drops. But according to this, Houston actually has the most strip clubs. Houston has 65, Portland has 54, but per capita, Portland does come in at number one.
Nice.
Because Houston's like twice the size of Portland, I think. You've got, and here's the quick list. So in Portland, they had 54 strip clubs, so it's about almost 9,000. It's about 9 per 100,000 people in the city. And then you've got a bunch of Florida in there. Tampa comes in at number 2. Fayetteville, North Carolina, number 3.
Huh.
Would you ever have thought that?
I wonder if that is it maybe a military town?
I don't know, but then Houston does come in at number 17. Trying to look at the Texas cities, Fort Worth comes in at number 28.
Moves ever so slightly to your left. There we go.
Oh, and here we go. I hadn't even made it down this far. El Paso, Texas, number 37. With
that's not bad.
Yeah, they're sandwiched in between Denver and Charlotte.
Okay.
Other Texas cities above El Paso, though. Corpus Christi's up there at number 20, and where did it go? Dallas came in at number 31. So, anyways, I thought that was an interesting article. That the fact that I found that article before we even started talking about this stuff, but we would figure out that we would talk about some strip club stories, and nothing weird has ever really happened to me at a strip club. There was one time. Have you ever been to one of those ones where they'll do like the oil wrestling parties? Like they bring in like a kiddie pool, like a blow up kiddie pool.
Yeah, good times.
And they'll actually like the little ketchup and mustard bottles that you have at restaurants. They have those, but they fill them with like glow in the dark oil, and they like you buy one for like $5 so you can sit there and squirt it. Well, my buddy bought one, and the second the girls start going at it in the pool, he's holding it down here, and he goes like that. Like, he squeezes too hard, so the fucking glow-in-the-dark oil shoots completely over the chicks, all the way over the pool, and just lands on this guy. Like, and it's oil, so it's fucking up whatever this guy's wearing.
Yeah.
And so, like, this guy's whole pant leg is glowing green, and it's at that point where my buddy just throws the bottle so that he has no, like, this guy had no idea who had actually just done that to him. Just completely hosed him with it.
That's awesome.
There was the one story I told about on the air where, oh shit, I forgot about the girl that quit on stage. But there was one time a friend of mine, do they call it the rack in Lake Charles where you're from? If you're sitting up at the actual stage?
I don't know if they have an actual name for it.
I've always known it as the rack. That's what it's called when you're sitting up at the stage and you tip the dollar bills while the girls are up on stage.
Right.
So we weren't at the rack. I don't know when this was, like what day or what time, but a friend of mine, we were sitting like one table back, and there was a guy in front of us who was sitting at the rack, and he was putting down $1 bills, and randomly, my buddy goes, "You want to see something funny?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he takes a $5 bill, puts it down on the stage, and he goes, "Watch, $20 as she comes over here." Sure as shit. Dude, she climbed right over that dude, his dollar bill, and went straight for the $5. And I was like, Jesus, like, you gotta be kidding me. And then, what was the other one? So then there was the girl that quit on stage. I don't think she quit, but we were there. This was before I was 21, so it was a under 21 strip club. And it was still relatively early. So there was like me, one or two of my friends, and then this other guy who was sitting at the rack, and the girl is sitting there dancing, doing her stuff, and the guy's not tipping whatsoever. Like, we would occasionally walk up and give a $1 bill, but like this guy wasn't tipping whatsoever. And then like in the middle of the song, the chick goes, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." And she goes and she grabs her panties and she grabs her shoes and she grabs like the few dollar bill she has up there and just fucking leaves. And the DJ's like, "Where are you going?" And she goes, "Nobody's fucking tipping. I'm out of here," and just fucking left.
Holy
So
crap.
then we're all just sitting there like, oh. Is she like gonna come back with a gun? So yeah, so those are oh god, the grossest story. And this one was something that apparently had happened to a friend. There was a strip club that was down the street from my house. It was called Beaver's Inn. It was literally in a double wide.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's got to be limiting for the pole.
With carpet, like shag carpet.
Shit.
How gross is that? So apparently one of my friends was there that night, and he was smoking a cigarette while this girl like was all up in his face.
Right.
I think he might have been getting a lap dance at that time. And so he flicks a cigarette, and he's like, like he felt like he got ash in his eye.
Right.
So it's kind of bothering him. I mean, if you've ever gotten ash in your eye, it fucking burns. So he ends up kind of thinking nothing of it, wakes up the next day, eye is like completely swollen shut. Like worse than pink eye is how gross this is. So he's sitting and he's like, what the hell? So eventually he goes into the doctor, and the doctor starts poking around in there, and the doctor was like, "You, kind of ladies you hanging out with?" And the guy goes, "What are you talking about?" The doctor's like, "You got a crab in your eye, dude."
Oh, no!
So I guess what had happened was when he thought he had flicked the ash into his eyeball, but what ultimately happened was when the chick like turned around, one of them little critters like did a little skydive from, think about that one.
Christ.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's pretty horrible.
I was going to say, but Scott has one that apparently involves something else. So tell us your story.
Hold on here. The computer's really sluggish today.
Oh.
Swing that mic around this way. I don't know if people can hear me or not. All right. What's up, Charens? Okay, so my story is this. Strip club, Bourbon Street, the Hustler Club specifically. There for a bachelor party, so we got 8-9 guys with us. And there's basically one stripper, and she's, I don't know, servicing us all, I guess. Is that what you would say? I have no idea.
I don't know if I'd say servicing.
But yeah, anyway, we seem to be assigned to her. And so we get to talking.
She's entertaining you for the evening.
Yes, yeah, she was our escort. Anyway, so we start making small talk with a stripper, which not always the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
And she mentions that, everybody's like, "Oh, you're really pretty. You look really good." She's like, "Really?" And we're like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, this is my first day back on the job since having my baby," which not something you really want to divulge to clients. If you're into stripping or thinking about stripping, I would really just kind of shy away from that. But then one of the guys asked, I don't remember who it was, but somebody asked, so you just had a baby? And she was like, "Yeah." So she's like, Are you lactating? She's like, "Yeah, sometimes it's a little embarrassing, but I just say it's sweating or something like that." And then the guy says, "Prove it." And so she's kind of taken aback by it, and some of us are taken aback by it, but the woman figures, she's got to earn her money somehow, so she grabs a tit and she makes a squeeze. So I see this stream of breast milk coming out, flying through the air. It's like slow motion, like, no! And then it just splashes down on my jeans. Like she squirted me down with titty milk. And that was the end of the night. Because at that point, like, our part of the room goes dead fucking silent. Like, nobody's talking. Like,
Even the guy that asked?
Even the guy that asked, like, he's like...
I can't believe that.
Like, he asked for it, and then he realized I didn't want that. He realized that was not...
Instant regret.
Instant buyer's fucking remorse. The worst possible. And so he says, I don't want that. And then everybody's just like, they're looking down now, and I'm in shock. I'm like, oh, this is fucking nasty. And then, so she says, oh, he's like, she realized she fucked up. She's like, so this is over. And we were all like, yeah, we're gonna take off. So
see you later.
Thanks, honey.
Jesus.
Yeah, good times.
All right. So now that we've discussed the stripper talk at this point, they're saying that the mic sounded better for you. Is that true, or are you guys being dicks? Because it's the same microphone.
It's the same one. We just swung it around.
Yeah. I got to figure out how I want to give away these Prophets of Rage tickets. I know. And I keep getting people asking if I'm going. I don't think I'm going. I'm just too goddamn tired and lazy. I have physical therapy today, and then I've got training Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week. So staying out late for a concert, probably not the best. Oh, Chris says he should have drank it. Dude, what if he... What if she missed? What if she missed and it landed in your mouth?
Dude, that would have just been...
Oh!
That would have been the end. Like, there's nowhere else to go after that. Like, that would have just been a vomit and escape.
Oh, God, dude. Just imagine that. It's like that Friends episode when they're trying to get Ross to drink the breast milk.
But that, yeah, I mean, I guess, like... Would I ever just, like, take a big old sip of breast milk? Like, I guess I'd really have to be comfortable with whoever's lactating.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
A total fucking stranger who's a stripper who, if I remember correctly, I think she may have had the baby for one of her clients. But anyway, I imagine she's got a real heart.
Yeah. All right. Question number 1. For the Prophets of Rage tickets, first person to respond correctly in the chat will win a pair of tickets to see Prophets of Rage tonight. Name me Rage Against the Machine's second album. Their second album. The first person to type in the correct response, getting a couple of tickets to see the Prophets of Rage.
Nice.
Fuck, can you still hear David down the hallway?
I can hear David down the hallway. I don't know if you guys can hear him when you hear David down the hallway. He's very loud.
I'm not seeing a correct answer yet.
Oh, Frank, no. You guys are thinking song.
Yeah, you guys are thinking song. Richie Gonzalez!
Empire. Well done.
Boom. Evil Empire was the name of the album. That was one of the first CDs I've ever bought, too.
Yeah, I miss Rage.
Oh, Carolyn coming in a close second. All right, let me see here. We're going to keep this AfterBuzz kind of relatively short. Run, maybe a couple more minutes. You don't have any more tit juice stories, do you?
God, I hope not. Please, dear Lord.
You forever go down as the guy that is known as tit juice man.
It's a great story. Like, that's the thing is, like, it was almost worth it for the story. Not
Here's
really.
the thing: did it ruin your pants? Like, did you have to clean?
Oh, I burned the pants. Like, the
You
pants
just got rid of
it.
them?
Like, I kind of
Took them off right there. Just walked out of the strip club and nothing but your boxers.
Swinging around, but like, yeah, there was no way that was the end of those pants.
Excuse me, sir. What happened to your pants? Fucking left them in there.
Well, yeah, just gonna leave these with you, honey. See if anybody else can wear these or.
All right. Let me see here. The second pair of tickets. Let me see here. Oh, and again, if anybody does want to come in on the AfterBuzz, you can. Chris, I'm sorry that it took me so long to. Actually, it took you getting back to me about coming in tomorrow. But if you guys want to come in, you are more than welcome to come sit in on the AfterBuzz. Chris is going to be joining me for tomorrow's regularly scheduled time. AfterBuzz.
You want to tell them about the idea we got for Halloween? For the Apocalypse, the haunted house.
Oh, shit. So what we're hoping to do, I know there's been a lot of talk about the YouTube chatters going out on Friday to the haunted house, because that's the day that it opens. And so what Scott and I are going to try to do is we're going to get out there with our GoPros and stuff. And the more of you got that can make it out there, the better. Because Scott thinks he has one of the harnesses that will hold the GoPro in front, so we can film, like, we'll probably do it with me, and then anybody who's willing to do it out of the YouTube chatters, and then we'll piece that video together to kind of show people what the haunted house is, except the camera will be on you, so it's getting the reaction as opposed to facing forward. Which if you do go on Friday and we're all able to make it, you'll learn that I told Scott my defense mechanism, like last year during the video, you constantly hear me yelling, "God damn it," because that's my defense mechanism when there's like a scary moment. And it happened last year as we were going through, and you like turn this corner, and then there's the fucking chick from the ring crawling out of the goddamn well, and all you hear is me going, "God damn it, God damn it, God damn it," and I was fucking gone. I was down that hallway around the corner. Oh, this might be a good one. Let me see here. Okay, so Chuck D is a part of Prophets of Rage. He did a song for He Got Game called He Got Game. What band do they sample from in that song He Got Game? Like, what group did they take music from for the song He Got Game? It's very recognizable, but I'm not sure a lot of people know who the band is.
All right. The challenge is out.
You sued to work at the Q Haunted House, or you used to work at the Q Haunted House?
I wouldn't have sued. That was
I wouldn't have sued either.
a mistake.
Who needs my email?
Richie was asking where he picked his tickets up.
Oh, yeah, if you win the tickets, make sure that you email me your name, your address, your phone number, your birthday, and what you won. And now everybody's Googling right now exactly who the band is. I was going to do the band and the song, but I figured just the band would be difficult enough for most people to get.
I was just rolling back through the comments where Adriana said she's lactating.
Carolyn coming in strong. Carolyn, congratulations. I know that you really wanted these. Carolyn just got the other pair of Prophets of Rage. It's Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth is the song that was sampled. And I think Carolyn's just either that much better at Googling than everybody, because nobody had even like remotely come up with a response at this point, unless they're all still typing now. But Carolyn, you got some tickets too. So again, email name, address, phone number, age, and what you won. And your tickets will be waiting for you. Again, remember that concert's tonight, so you have to be at the station no later than 5, because the office closes at 5. So if you don't pick them up before then, somebody else gets your tickets. So you got to be at the radio station by 5 o'clock today to pick those things up. Let me see here. Email, again, Brandon at buzzadamshow.com. I think that's about it. Does anybody want to talk a little quick fantasy football? Because somebody kicked some ass again this week. This guy. I think I'm in first place in my division, but Cody and Abilene just has a fucking monster of a team. But my team came through big time. My best play all week, playing Martellus Bennett. I randomly put him in there thinking that Tom Brady was going to find one of the 2 tight ends at least a few times. He had 3 touchdowns. All 3 of Brady's touchdown passes went to Martellus Bennett this past weekend, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And, Erica, you're already quitting fantasy football? Come on, dude, it's week 5. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Trust me. Last year in the league that I run, I ended up barely sneaking into the playoffs, and I ended up winning the whole thing. That's how quickly it can turn around. Oh, and it also helped. I went 3-0 in all of my leagues this past week. Won them all. Does anybody have any questions? Nobody else wants to talk about fantasy football other than the fact that Erica's quitting because she's 1-4.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of who else had monster games. Like Mike Evans helped me out. The 2 leagues where I have Mike Evans, I had already won those games. So the fact that he was playing was just kind of... No, I take it back. The other league I have Mike Evans in, I was down by 10 or 12 going into the Monday night game, and Mike Evans hooked it up with a touchdown, and I ended up winning by 2 or 3. I don't think anybody else wants to talk fantasy football. So other than that, Profits of Rage tonight. Richie and Carolyn, make sure you come pick up your tickets. Regularly scheduled AfterBuzz tomorrow at 10:30. And then, yes, if everybody, whoever can, if you can make it out to the haunted house on Friday, please do. Because we're planning on filming some stuff out there, and we're going to have a lot of fun on Friday. I believe it opens at 7 o'clock. This Friday, the apocalypse happens. If there's no other questions, Scott, you good?
Yeah. Just going to put a question before the chat here. Buzz at a family reunion in Oklahoma. You think you'll come back with a date?
You could use one.
Yeah. So anyway, discuss that amongst yourselves for tomorrow.
We'll bring it back up tomorrow. So other than that, you all have yourselves a fantastic day. Neighbor. That's worth isolating, right?